It's absolutely amazing. Hi my friends, a very good morning. It's currently 5 o'clock in the morning. We have around -8 degrees and I'm currently hiking up a mountain for taking a fantastic sunrise shot. So the plan. And so I thought I will take you with me to location and I will give you 5 top tips for taking sunrise shots. So let's go. So my original plan was to give you 5 tips for sunrise photography during my hike up here. But I'm already up here on the mountain now. It was steep. I knew that it was steep before, of course, but I also had the problem that there was so much snow. I also knew that there was snowfall, of course, but I thought because it was clear last night, so it got really cold. And I thought we had a little bit more of frozen snow because it rained yesterday also a little bit. But I think it snowed up here instead of the rain. So I put all my emphasis, all my energy into coming up. I took a B-roll before where I walked on a road with snow service. It was only a few hundred meters. The rest was steep up through the forest and it was too dark. And I wanted to get up here. Also the last pass up here, this peak, each meter was really a fight. It is absolutely amazing. But I enjoyed it really to come up here. So now let's start with the first tip. The first tip sounds really obvious, but it's really important. Get out early enough from your bed. Because what you definitely don't want to have is hectic and rush. And what I do is I always plan half an hour earlier to get out. I also check my weather maps then again and think about what to do, enjoy a cup of coffee and don't have hectic. Because hectic is really poison for creativity. So always get up early enough from your bed. And I got out of my bed today at 2:30. Yes, that's really early. And I went into my car at 3:30. So I had really an hour to get finished, to check my weather maps and everything. I prepared my gear already yesterday evening, but really had not hectic. So, tip number 2. And I think this is one of the most important tips for sunrise photography. Get already before to your spot and take already test shots. If you don't do this, your chance gets down to around 0% that you get a really working photo then. And to be honest to you, I had a really bad week. My wife is lying in bed, not only because it's so early now, she's ill. Yes, influenza time in the moment, and I had to care about her. And it's unbelievable how many things there are to do in a house. So I didn't have time to prepare, to get up already, to have a look, and I didn't have a composition before. I only knew that the weather conditions could get great. You also see here on the left we have a little gap, and I think that I hope that we will get the sun shining through, illuminating our mountain here on the right. So it's really a simple composition with a longer lens. We don't have a foreground here. It's also difficult here with all the snow there, of course. So I will take a photo with a little longer focal length. It's definitely not a portfolio shot. So it was really a hard week for me, and usually it doesn't really make sense to go up a sunrise shot then. But the only reason I did it anyway is I don't have time to photograph during the day currently because of my wife. She needs me at the moment, and this is more important for me to care about her than go up anywhere to photography. And this is why I take the sunrise test shot now, that I can be at home early enough to care about my wife. But usually it's really important, and it's really one of the most important things. You should already know exactly where to set up, where to put your tripod and all these things. Get up before a few days. So tip number 3. When you have gone up already before, always make test shots and remember which aperture you have used. You really should know already which aperture to use. So when you didn't do this, of course, you can pull up your ISO, but you get this ISO noise then. And it's not 100% possible then to say if really everything is in focus then. So it's really easier for you to choose already the right aperture, remember on that, and use it then when you photograph your sunrise shot. Tip number 4. Know already exactly where you want to focus and on which distance you want to focus. This means the best way is to remember exactly on the focus ring, and maybe use a tape to fix the focus ring, that you don't have to try then when you're up there. I have all these possibilities not today. I really have to try with a high ISO to get the best out of the image. It's not the best way. You get more out of the image when you really know before already where to put the focus ring on. So tip number 5. Before you arrive at your spot, always turn off the light a few minutes before, or if it's too dark, you can also turn on red light, as I have in the moment. The reason for that is when you use white normal light, you will not be able to see very well. You know, pirates have this patch on the eye for the reason when they got into the ship that they always have one eye what is able to see in the dark. And this is also a good idea when you want to see anything, and to see anything is always an advantage when you want to photograph. So, and tip number 6 of 5 tips is use bracketing. This means make a row of 3 or 5 shots with different exposures, because when you have a look back there, we will get really bright parts here, and I also hope that we will get the mountain bright here, and we have also dark areas down there. We have snow there, yes, but we also have these dark trees everywhere, so it will help you to get the right exposure. And sometimes it's not necessary, but usually you have really a high contrast between darks and bright areas in your picture. So well, I think I will explain you the composition now. As already mentioned before, it's really a simple one. Our subject is this fantastic mountain here, back there with the snow coverage up there. It's really fantastic. But I don't want to get the whole mountain into my frame. I only want to have the left part, and I also want to get a little bit of this left mountain on this side, only to balance the picture, because when we get the sunlight on the left side of the mountain, we will have the balance to the left. What I also find really pretty good is that we have ground fog below the mountain. That's really fantastic. So it's not the best composition, but it's a nice break for this really hard week of working all day and doing everything in the house and caring about my wife, and I enjoy it really to be up here. So let's wait for the sun, and then we will make the click. So now we get a red sky, as predicted, beside our mountain, and I think I will take an exposure now. So let's make a click. So sunrise was not a success, to be honest. We have these clouds up there and we have everywhere gaps there, and I thought before, because of this gap back there, I thought it will reach to the sun, but it was not enough. So what I hope now is there are everywhere gaps up in the clouds. It's not the thinnest layer of clouds, to be honest. These are mid-level clouds. There are some gaps, and the question is if they are big enough that there could come a little bit of sunlight through, and when this happens, it's a thing of maybe just a few seconds. So we have really to be fast then. Always have the remote release in the hands. But the biggest problem in the moment is we have high pressure weather. This is generally a good thing because it pushes down the low-level clouds there, the fog, the ground fog there, and this looks really pretty good. But the high pressure also pushes down the air above, and so we have all these stripes of the aeroplanes and they don't resolve. There are stripes up there, I think, from aeroplanes which are flown an hour ago. Everywhere, always again flying some aeroplanes, so there is definitely no way to get rid from these aeroplane lines up there. You can't have everything.
Hold me in your arms and don't let go. Stay beside my heart and let me know.
So, good news. We have got a sunspot on the mountain. It looks really pretty good. I hope you can see it from here. On the peak up there, and also this line was leads up there. It's really fantastic. And also the stripes of the aeroplanes have got a little bit better. It's absolutely amazing. Look at this. The mountain is illuminated. All these lines lead up to the peak, and also the ground fog now is illuminated. It's absolutely amazing. Let's make the click now.
Hold me in your arms and don't let go. Stay beside my heart and let me know.
So usually I would explore this area now for additional spots to have the possibility to come back when the conditions are right and take a fantastic photograph. But as mentioned already, my wife is ill in the moment, so she really needs me. It was a short video this week. I hope you understand. I thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a thumb up, and I were really happy if you could subscribe to my channel if you didn't have already. So thank you so much, and hopefully I will not be influenced by my wife. When you don't see a video next Saturday, you know why. But we will hope the best. So thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.
'Cause I need